Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our Wednesday huddle. It is March 31st. Hello, 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 hello. Don't be rude. Say hi back.
Hello.
Hello. So, welcome everybody. I know let's see, I'm getting all calls set up. Oh my gosh. Busy times. Jeez Louise. So, we are heading into it is the last day of March. Wow. Okay. Yeah, guys, the first quarter of 2021 is over today. Jeez Louise. So things are moving pretty quickly here as we are heading into, we're only 2.5 weeks away from our, 3 weeks away from our convention in Dallas. Ooh, very, very exciting. So I want to talk a little bit about that, but I also want to talk about just sponsoring recruiting. So there's kind of two skill sets that we were looking at here is how many guys would like to be Crown Royale? Like that doesn't sound like a bad idea. Sound like not a bad idea. Yeah, wouldn't hurt, couldn't hurt, right? So what's great is that you don't have to focus on Crown Royale. What you need to focus on is getting to Crown. You're like, oh yeah, very silly, Jesse. All right, so I know, but really getting to Crown. Crown's not a bad place either. But in order to get to Crown, you don't need really to focus on Crown. You need to focus on Red Diamond. And you're like, I see where you're going here. Yes, I know. So, so you don't really need to focus on red diamond. You need to focus on blue. You don't need to focus on blue. You need to focus on diamond. Now, if you broke this down to the lowest common denominator, which is really where our business stems from, and you kind of backtrack this piece of the thing from diamond to ruby to platinum to gold to silver to royale to bronze to mission 1 or mission 3, mission 2, mission 1, it all boils down to a very simple concept, which is the first skill that we're going to be learning in order to be successful, which is inviting. So two skills we're going to talk about here a little bit here today is number one is inviting, just making an invite, making an approach. So the one thing I know about every single one of you that's here is you got invited. You got invited to look at secrets. Somebody invited you. Now, that person could have been scared. They could have been afraid. They could have been nervous. So now some of you guys are like, no, I found you guys. So yeah, all right. Well, you found maybe something, but somebody still invited you to look at some information. They invited you to say, listen, check this out, watch this, enjoy this. Right. So inviting is going to be at the base level of what we do is how many people are we inviting to take a look at what we've got going on in the world of secret. All right. So, and whether it be our community, our products, our opportunity, it doesn't really matter. But what we want to do here is kind of breaking this down into a little bit of some context here. Okay. So if we're breaking this down into context as to what it is, and you guys are probably going to have to unmute for this one a little bit. So if you are in an area where you can unmute, please do, because I want us to write down some of these reasons. So what are some of the reasons why somebody would do secret? So talk to me here, guys.
Flexibility.
Flexibility, right? So flexibility. Okay. So flexibility. Why else? What's another reason somebody would do secret?
Additional income.
Income, right? So income. I'm gonna use this pen. I don't like that one. So what else?
Community.
Community. Okay, community. Why else? Why else does somebody do secret?
To learn attraction marketing if they join our team.
To learn marketing or learn attraction marketing. Sorry. Okay, learn attraction marketing. Why else? Why else would somebody join secret? What would be another
hate their job.
Hate job. Yeah, there's another one. All right. Hate their job, right? So what else would be a reason to do secret?
Products,
right? Yeah. So the products. What else? Give me another one.
make a difference.
Travel club.
Make a difference. Be more specific. And what?
Help people's lives
Okay.
with our product and also with the income and what it changes in their lives.
Okay. Help people. Okay. So, all right. What else?
They're bored.
What?
They're bored.
Bored.
Looking for something to do.
Okay. Bored. Are there people out there bored looking for something to do? Yeah. Do we need to go find them? Yeah. we need to go find some bored people. So
That was me.
I'm telling you, we can't underestimate the power of boredom. So, right. So there are bored people out there and we need to find them because they're looking for secret and they don't even know because secret. Okay. So what else?
There may be people who don't hate their job, but they have job insecurity.
Job insecurity, right? So job Insecurity. Okay. So fun. Hello, people. Hello. All right. Okay. So some fun. Having some fun. Okay. Some of you guys are like, I'm not having enough fun. That's your fault. It's your fault. I'm just telling you.
That's because you're blue.
Right. Okay. No, this is actually blue is not my number one color and probably won't ever be.
I'm just teasing you.
It's intentional. So, right. So now keep it going. What else? Discounts. Okay. I have had probably, no joke, I probably recruited at least 30 or 40 people off of one thing and one thing alone. Taxes. Save money on taxes. They weren't actually looking to build a business. They just wanted to save money on taxes on home-based business write-offs. Home-based business write-offs are the broadest spectrum of write-offs almost than anything in the world. So people that are on either a W-2 or they're looking for a way to be able to have more income or just write off all their products that they're purchasing. Taxes, all right? So I had a guy saying, I don't have time to do it. I said, well, do you want to save money on your taxes this year? He said, sure. I said, why don't you sign up as an agent? You can write off all this stuff. He said, okay. That was easy. All right, so what else? What else are the reasons? Okay, let's frame the question here a little bit differently. What do you love most about Seacret?
You already said it, the community.
Okay, what else?
And the nutrition.
Nutrition. Okay, all right. What? Here's another one. How about let's just kind of frame this in a different way. Okay, is what's your favorite product?
Right now, I'm loving the greens powder
The greens. Why?
because it doesn't taste like swamp water.
Yes, no swamp water. No
My
swamp
kids call it swamp water.
water, right? I love it. Okay. So what else? So
Self-development.
development, right?
Something just for me.
Something just for you. So oh, there's a good one. Something for me. Something just for me. I can spell just. I can't even spell any of this stuff. So something just for me. What else?
Recovery.
Recovery. Recovery is an amazing product, right? So obviously some incredible pieces of stuff here. So hang on a sec. Hey, but I'm on Zoom right now, but I'm gonna call you in a little bit. So, all right, bye. So when it comes to this, there are hundreds of reasons. There could be potentially thousands of reasons why somebody would decide to join Seacret, right? So here's the good news about this. We only need to find one, okay? Now, generally speaking, this is one of those things that's important. As many of you guys, you've been in Seacret now, some of you for months, some of you for a year, some of you for longer. The reasons you're building Seacret now, not always, but a lot of the times, are different than the reason you joined. The reason you joined versus the reason you're building a lot of times end up being different. They end up being a little bit bigger, okay? Now, what happens a lot of times I find is that people end up, as they're growing, is their reasons for building the business have changed. However, the reasons they joined, if we talk to you today about the reasons you're building now, back when you were thinking about joining, it's possible we might not have connected the dots as well. Okay. So what's important is to remember the reasons that people join versus the reasons they continue, or the reasons that they stay, or the reasons that they build can generally be different reasons. And I want you to pay attention to this stuff, because a lot of the times when we get started is we realize like I didn't join Seacret because I thought I was building a wealthy global community around the world. That wasn't the reason I joined. I joined because I needed to make some money. I needed to pay my bills, right? So now there are other people that did join for community. I'm not saying that is always the case, but I want us to be cognizant of this, because what we're looking for is the reason why they would join, not the reason why you would be here forever. Most people, when they're thinking about making a joining decision, they're not usually thinking about doing this for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years like I do, like a lot of people do in the very beginning. They're looking for a reason to go, okay, this is what's beneficial for me now. People are looking for what's in it for me now. That's usually, generally speaking, what they're looking for is what is the kind of instant gratification? What are simple things that I can see value in or resources in of getting started now? I have found getting somebody started in the business, if they can think of a few monetary or personal benefits that are going to be quick and fast, they're much more likely to make a decision to get started now, okay? So now most of you, in terms of the day you joined versus what your experience of why you're building the business now is usually a little bit bigger. Just be careful that we're not trying to get people to, the third base before they've even hit the bat, right? So thinking about that when in terms of what it is that they're looking for. Now, I don't know what the reason why you would want to join, but hey, here's some pretty darn good reasons. But what you're looking for is some simple, easy ones. Listen, products cheaper, saving on your taxes, getting your free products, starting to earn some renewal income, having something that's flexible. You can build an international business. You can have something that you can do from all over. You can do it from all over the world. Flexibility. You can do it from your phone. You can do this in your spare time. Things that make people go, okay, this makes sense to me now, not future. Sometimes we paint too far into the future instead of getting that now spark, because I need them to make a now decision. That's what I'm looking for. Someone to make a now decision. So I need to give them now results. Okay. Now it may not be, hey, you're going to have this big level of income, but things that are practical, they can see, okay, if I made a decision to join, that's a value that I'm going to get right now. My product credit, what we're going to be doing, things like that. Is this making sense? Everyone give me a little bit of a nod. Okay. So now so number one, inviting, when we're going to inviting. The number two, and I'm going to talk about, I did talk a little bit about this on the Bronze and Above call last night, was promoting. So one of the highest paid skills, and arguably the highest paid skill inside of network marketing, inside of Seacret, is promoting. All right. So is learning to promote. Now, promoting is a skill in itself. And it's one of those interesting things. We used to make a lot of jokes. I don't know if you guys remember back in the day, there was a guy named Don King. He had the crazy hair. He promoted like the Mike Tyson fights. Do you guys remember that guy? And this guy was crazy, and he was the promoter. Now, here's the guy who made millions of dollars, but never got hit in the face. We would always talk about it. He could promote like crazy. Now, I'm not, we'd say, you want to be the Don King of promoting, right? And now, outside of that, I was like, oh, that's maybe a little bit of a crazy analogy. But when we looked at building out and promoting events, we have an event coming up here in about 3 weeks at Elevate. So at Elevate, now I know some of you are captive in Canada. I know some of you guys are in different areas of the world. And some of you guys right now, the traveling, I don't know if it is in the cards or isn't in the cards for you guys. If it was, just so you know, if it wasn't for this pandemic that we are in, I would be so much more aggressive, especially if you guys are in the United States, about being in Dallas with us. I know it's a strange time. I know it's a weird time. So I'm not going to be as aggressive. However, I'm going to talk to you guys and pretending like there isn't, because the world is going to be opening up, and we are going to be having these live events as we continue through the year and as we continue through the years. And live events are what changed my world. And I remember when I first got started, they said, you got to go to this convention. And I was like, no, I don't. No, actually, I don't. Why don't you just tell me what happened? Tell me when you get back. Just take good notes. Let me know oh, so silly. But I do remember being like that. And they're like, no, you got to go. And I was like, no, I really don't. They're like, it's going to be life changing. And I was like, no, it's life change. Come on, give me a break. It's not gonna be life changing, right? And they were like, no, you got to go. And then I went, and they were right. It was really life changing. Now, why is that? Why are people so adamant about the events, and why are the events so important? And really, one of the main reasons why the events are so important is because they're going to compress your time frames. What we're looking really to do is compress the amount of information that you can grasp, but also from associations. Associations are incredibly powerful. Okay, write this in your notes. Proximity is power. Proximity is power. Being in proximity to information and being around people, they say it's very simple. You hang out with 9 people who curse, you probably curse. You hang around 9 people you smoke, you probably smoke, or smoking ends up being something that is okay in your world. If you hang around 9 people who this or that, there are things that rub off on you. And when I came to associations, all right, I want you to think about it. You guys have you guys know the polar bear, right? So polar bear, it's white. Do you guys know that there wasn't actually originally a polar bear? There were brown bears that got trapped on the other side of the ice on the water. And then what happened was the lighter skinned bears, the ones with lighter fur, were easier to catch prey, which ended up becoming bigger bears. And the women would want to mate with the naturally bigger bears because they were able to get more food because of their color, their lighter, and they became lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter. So what ended up happening was now we have polar bears. We have white bears. Now, was the bear being like, you know what I need to do? I need to change. No, the bear did not wake up thinking, you know what, this needs to happen. Over a period of time through the evolution, what happened is the environment created a brand new type of bear. The environment that it was in. What I wanted to do was put myself into an environment that made me stronger, made me better, made me faster, made me more attractive, right? So towards the people that were looking for what I was looking for. And what I realized was how much money I made from the events, from not just being at the events, but learning from the events. Now, at these events, I want you to be incredibly intentional. So what I would do is go out of my way to get up early, stay up late, to get into any situations, to get into the environment of the people who had my answers instead of just the same people who had my problems. Most people that I've found inside of this is we tend to hang around the people that we felt the most comfortable with. We hang around our peers. And my goal was not to hang around my peers. My goal was to go hang around as many people who had the results that I was looking for, which was not comfortable. Right. And how did I get myself into these environments? How did I get there? Right. Sometimes I would just be kind of hanging out and I'm just like, just kind of scooching my way into different rooms, and they were like, you can't be here. And I was like, oh, I can't be here. I didn't know I couldn't be here. And I knew I couldn't be there. Right. So because I was just trying to find a way to listen in on the conversations and see what were these people like and how were they doing and how were they building their business. And I was just like this insatiable curiosity from these people that I wanted to get a chance to know what they were doing and how they were doing it. And one of the things that I realized was that they were just normal people. In fact, some of them were almost disappointing in a way. Right. So, and I was, and they weren't this kind of, because I had a lot of them up on this pedestal, like they were these superhuman people that did these superhuman things. And when they did things that I honestly were like, that was not very nice. It was like, it was like a fall from grace, which actually ended up benefiting me in a lot of ways because I realized that they weren't superhumans. They were just normal people that learned a skill set, that built a business. And some of them worked really hard and they found good people and they learned the skills to build a business. Now, at these events, it's one of the things that's going to be really important for us is how do we get to the events? Now, there are two big objections when people are looking at an event. Now, for those of you guys that aren't going to be attending live, you don't have as many of the objections, right? So what are the two big objections when people are asked to approach an event or come to an event or whatever it is going to be time and money. Would you guys agree these are the two big ones? Right? So time and money. So if I don't have the money, I don't know if I can get there. I don't know, I have the time. So one of the things that I've learned to do over the years is to just find a way to be incredibly resourceful as much as humanly possible. Now, I understand that I'm coming up against a wall, but usually what I'm going to do is this, and I'll kind of pick on, let's see, Aaron, I'm going to pick on you real quick. Do you live in the States? You do, right? Okay, cool. So role play with me real quick. So on this, okay. So let's just pretend, Aaron. Let's just kind of say you're like, I say, hey, are you coming to the event? So, and let's just say you're not coming to the event as of right now. All right. So, if you're coming to the event, this is usually how it's going to start off with something like this: is Aaron says, I want to go, and then there's one of these things. You guys know one of these. Right. So I want to go, but, and one of the big ones is, I can't afford it. I don't have the money. All right. So let's just go with this one. So Aaron. Okay. So, are you going to be able to make it to the event?
I want to go, but I don't know if I have enough time.
Yeah. So, and that's the next one, right? So time. So these are your two big ones, money and time. Let's talk about money first, because sometimes that one will come up. So, and that's both of these are things that we have to find solutions for. Say, Aaron, look, I get it. So you don't have the money. What I want to do is I just want you to try something on real quick. Instead of saying but, I just want you to go with an and. I know it sounds weird, but just I want you to say this to me. Hey, you want to go to the event. So I just want to say, I want to go to the event and I don't have the money. Say it with me.
I want to go to the event, but I don't have the money.
Right? And it's just almost, it's like, it's a natural reaction, but usually stops us. And means there's something that we can maybe do about it. Yeah. So now what I'm going to do is this, Aaron. I say, look, if there was a briefcase in Dallas, and in that briefcase, there was $100,000 in cash, and it was in the convention center, and it had your name on it. And the only way to unlock the briefcase is you had to come put your thumb, because it was like, thumbprint recognition. And you had to come put your thumbprint on it. And you had to come in and you had to sit there in the convention center for 2 days to put your thumb on it. At the end of the 2 days, it would pop $100,000 out. Could you find a way to make it?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably,
I'd
right?
be there. Yeah.
We can figure it out, right? So,
Yeah.
in other words, what we're basing the event on is how much it's going to cost us, not how much we're going to gain from it. So now here's the thing: is time and money. Now, Aaron, why are you doing Secret? Now, if I had more time, I would dive into this a little bit deeper. But Aaron's probably going to give me an answer that's going to be revolving usually around time, money, or freedom. Okay. So what's interesting is this: usually the reason why they say they can't come to the event is usually the reason why they're doing the business, which is pretty interesting. So I say, so in other words, so Aaron, what you're trying to get out of the business is you want to be able to have more income and you want to be able to have more time. But the reason you're saying you can't come to the event is because you don't have the money and you don't have the time. So how long do you want that to be the case?
If we could stop now, that'd be great.
Yeah, right. If we could get there. So as soon as we could have that, not be a problem. So, and Aaron, that's what I want. I don't want you to ever have to be in a position where you have to say, I don't have the money and I don't have the time to go do the things that you want. I don't want you to have to say, I don't want you to have to say that to me. And I don't want you to be in a position where you're making decisions based around these things because you have something else controlling it. Now, here's what I can tell you. All the people that are making $10,000 a month and more, do you know where they're all going to be?
At convention.
They're all going to be in Dallas.
Yeah.
So everybody who has what you want is going to be there. Now, I get that it is going to be a challenge and it's going to be a sacrifice and we're going to have to get solution oriented. Okay. So, but let's go figure this out. So the first thing that I'm going to do, Aaron, as I said, look, so when it comes to it, there's 3 pieces for the live event. For the online event, they're just buying a ticket, right? So whatever, that's easy. So, but the first thing I'm going to do is this, is if Aaron, let's just talk about it from a live event. So, now if I was talking to Aaron, I say, Aaron, if she hasn't made it, because she's like, I want to go, but chances are she hasn't probably gotten this far in the process. So I want to help her. So Aaron, so have you looked up tickets yet?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So maybe she has, maybe she hasn't. Most of the time when I ask them, do you know how much the ticket is? They haven't looked it up yet. So what I'm going to generally do is I'm going to go into, and actually it's great because I can just go into Club Secret. Right. So if I go into Club Secret and I can look up hotels, I can look up flights inside of Club Secret. So, but there is also a website that is kind of interesting that I've used many, many times in the past that will sometimes have just super good deals on it called Skip Lagged. Right. So, and Skip Lagged, what's your airport, Aaron? Where are you flying from?
Oh, SJC, San Jose, California.
SJC. San Jose. So I'm flying to San Jose to Dallas. So one of the first things I'm going to do is I'm going to go look it up. So most of the time when I ask people, I say, well, do you know how much the flights are? They don't know. Now, sometimes they know, sometimes they don't. Right. So here's a skip lag flight from Dallas. So here's what's crazy. So this flight, San Jose to Dallas, Dallas to Fort Worth to Palm Springs. Okay. Look at this flight. It's $161 because I don't know why it's 4 flights and you just take the first leg and you get off in Dallas. Isn't that crazy? So sometimes you can find just crazy flight deals, right? So this one is San Jose to Dallas, Dallas to, this is 5 flights. It's $171. It's so weird. So it's interesting. Now in this, you can't check a bag because you're obviously you're not taking the full flight. You're actually just taking the fur. Now, if you looked up this flight on American Airlines, just from San Jose to Dallas, this direct flight, it's going to be way more than this. Why? I don't know. Super weird. But there's some unique things here. So the flight's $161. Now, Aaron may already know this. She may not know this, but what I have found is 9 out of 10 times when somebody says they don't have the money, they haven't checked yet. So now they go, oh, 161. Now, when it comes to, there's 3 pieces I need for someone to come to the event. They need the flight, they need the hotel, and they need their ticket. What's interesting is this, is the ticket is the last thing I'm getting them to purchase. And I know everybody at Seacret would freak out. Marcus said, if he heard me say that, would lose his mind, right? So, but I know that if you book the flight, you're going to get there. Because the ticket you don't need to pay for until really technically the day of, if money is the problem. But if you got the flight, you going, baby, right? So now when it comes to hotels, we can go look up hotels. Now we can look those up through our back office. We can figure out through, where the flights are. And hotels are usually the cheapest of all the 3 things because you can usually split a room with somebody, even if it's for 2 or 3 nights, okay? So when we have that, so we've got let's look it up. Let's break it down. Let's figure it out. Now, if Aaron says, look, I don't know if I've got the extra, couple $100 or the extra $500 or whatever it is, then it's like, well, let's get solution oriented. Can we put it on this? Can we put it on that? Can we pull a little bit from here? How about, I got a better idea. Let's figure out what you have in your house that you don't want anymore and let's sell it. Let's have a garage sale. Let's put it up on OfferUp, right? You can do it right from your phone. Let's put it up on Facebook Marketplace. Like, go into your closet. Everybody's got $100 mistake in their closet. Everybody's got something you wore one time, you don't wear anymore, and it's no use to it. And let's figure out how to get you there. And people say, why are you so adamant? I am so adamant about people coming to the event because I know that not coming to this event means that you are destined to not be very successful. I'm not saying you won't make a little bit of money. You can make a little bit of money at Seacret. You share our products, you make a little bit of money. But if you're looking for freedom, this is the only place, because the event system is where you get your freedom. Freedom comes from the event system. So when you get plugged into it, and I'm not going to co-sign on your failure. I'm just not going to do it. I will not co-sign on your failure. Aaron can say, I'm not coming. I can say, that's fine. I'm still committed to you coming. I know it's unreasonable. I get it. I'm not saying that it's reasonable to figure out how to get there. It's unreasonable. She says, I can't get off work. I say, have you asked? Maybe she has, maybe she hasn't. I don't know. But ask. Now, don't go to your employer and say, hey, I need the 16th, 17th, and 18th off of April. And they say, well, why? And you're like, well, I'm going to go to a convention for this business to try to figure out how to make more money so I can quit this job. That's probably not the right approach to your boss. So if you're asking for the time off, ask them, just say, listen, I have a family event in Dallas that I have to be at. It's very, very important. Now, I don't know about you. Secret's my family. I mean, shoot, they were more supportive than anybody in my family outside of my mom, right? So, I mean, I can tell you that, and it's like, it's a family reunion and I have to be there. It's a family reunion event that I have to be in Dallas for. So now, what, by any means, who do you have to call to help sub in for you? I had a kid, I remember saying that his final was on this day, and then he was like, I can't. I can't. So ask the instructor if you can take the final early. I'm like, whatever. If it was mandatory, how could we do this? Now, Erin could be thinking to herself, this guy crazy. I want her to be thinking that. I want her to be thinking, he wants me to go so badly. This is nuts. So I want her to be experiencing that, of going like, how important this event is. If you are casual in your invitations, you will be a casualty of your invitations. Okay. It's that important. It's that big. It's that structured, where these events now, are there people that are going to still make up excuses that aren't going to be able to go? Yes. Do people have legitimate reasons that they can't go? Yes. Am I going to be unreasonable and be a stand that they make it anyway? Yes. I'm still going to be that. I'm going to be that guy. I'm going to do it in a loving way, but I'm also going to do it in a firm way, because people say, well, I'll make it to the next one. And here's what I'm going to always tell them. I says, chances are you won't make it that long. Chances are you're not going to make it that far. Okay. And the reason why is, after 20 years or 19 years of doing this, that has been my experience. It's the minute that you get away from the fire. Now, there's a million reasons why, but when you get to the event and you get a chance to be in the energy and the environment where it literally, it's like it not just breathes life into you, it's that it allows you to be able to see the business in a different perspective, but it allows you to be able to come back and build the business, so much faster. And it's not the motivation, because you can be motivated temporarily through a lot of different things. You can be motivated on these calls. These calls are sometimes motivational, sometimes they're inspirational, sometimes they're educational. Sometimes there's a lot of different varieties of stuff you're going to get on different huddles like this. But there's nothing like being in the room with everybody there and getting a chance to get the compressed timeframes. So one of the most important things is total immersion. Total immersion. So I learned Spanish. I should say I took Spanish in school. I don't know how many people have taken a language in school, but then couldn't really speak any of that language after you got out of school. And it's like, what is that all about? And it's like, how do, maybe I can say a few words, I can order food, I can grocery shop, and I can, get directions. That's about it. But we were there hour after hour after hour, but it's those hours that are spaced in between them that don't give you the same impression of what it is for total immersion. It's like if you take a Spanish speaking child and you put them in an English speaking family, what will happen to that child? They'll speak English. If you take an English speaking child and you put them in a French speaking family, what will happen? They'll speak French. If I take you, if you didn't speak a lick of Portuguese, not a lick of Portuguese, and I drop you in Brazil, in the middle of Brazil with nobody who speaks English, right? And you have to stay there for 3 months, 6 months, a year, what's going to happen? You going to be speaking Portuguese. Not by choice. Your environment will dictate this. So this is why I said the environment that we're in. So what you get to do is you get to compress decades into a day. You get to compress a whole year. An hour a day of training, 365 hours in the year. If you did an hour a week of training, that's 50 weeks in a year. You're going to get 50 hours of condensed training, education, association, powerful information inside of one weekend here. Now, for those of you watching the live stream, if you can do it with a group of people, find a way to get together with people in your marketplace, okay? If you can, if at all possible. But the most important thing that you guys can do is come see me in Dallas. Get there. And I will put a guarantee out there, okay? So if Aaron says, I don't know if the money, I said, look, I'm going to make it simple for you, Aaron. I don't know. Okay. So your flight, $200. Hotel, $200. Ticket, $200. Call it $600. Food and all this other stuff. Let's call it an even grand, right? So because it's not that much if you're balling on a budget, you can figure it out. So, but if it's a grand to come, I said, Aaron, if you tell me on Sunday, you sit in the event and you're there Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, and at the end of Sunday, you say it wasn't worth your time. You wasn't worth your time, energy, or money to come. I will give you all of your money back that it cost you to get there. I'll give you $1,000 back immediately. All right. And Seacret pays me pretty well, so I can afford it. Just let you know. Okay. So I don't care if you, and guess what? All of you guys can use it's the JMac guarantee. The Jesse Macpherson guarantee. You can say this to anybody. You say, hey, listen, one of the guys we work with, Jesse. So he told me that if you come and you say it wasn't worth your time, energy, it wasn't worth the money, he'll give you 100% of your money back. 100%. I am that confident in what this event will be and what it will do for you. So I hope that you guys can feel my conviction, because I'm actually having a little bit of FOMO, fear of missing out here. And the reason why is this is our first live event that we have had since before COVID, but it's our first live event that we're having with Mark Aceta. It's our first live event that we're coming together of building this lifestyle company and the launching of new technology and our Club Seacret and the evolution of that, of building the lifestyle company, right? It's our first one. And I feel like I'm so far behind. Like when I looked at the amount of people that are registered, my stomach dropped because I was like, oh my God, there's too many people that are going to miss out on this. So, I'm feeling a little anxiety around not having enough people that are registered for the event. So here's the last thing I'll share with you. I usually could base my income. Now this isn't a foolproof system, but it's been pretty darn accurate for me and most of the people I've worked with, okay? Which was how much income you can generate from each person on your team that attends the convention. And it's about $1,000 a year on average. So for each person that attends a live event, you can bank on about $1,000 a year from that. So if you have 10 people at the event, you'll make about how much money for the year? About 10,000. So if you want to make $100,000, how many people do you need to get to the event? 100 people. So that's it. So when all of a sudden it became very simple, if I want to make $100,000 a year, there's only one thing I need to do is I need to get 100 people to the event. Now 100 people in the beginning seemed like a lot because I was like, I can barely get 2 people to come with me. So where you start with the goal is 5. Minimum of 5. Make that your goal. Is I got to get 5 people to this event with me. 5, 5, 5. Now at this event, if we have 5 and we get those 5 people to get 5 to the next event, you got 25. At the next event, you got 25 people that get 5 to the next event, you're over 100. So this can actually happen within 3 events if you get 5 to this first one and get this thing moving quickly. Now, and I've seen this happen for people, and I've seen it happen in explosive measures. So for those of you guys that have still been on the fence, thinking, contemplating about whether or not coming to this event is going to be something that you should do, the answer is yes, you got to be there. Because I don't ever want you to be in a position where money or time stops you from doing the things that you know that are going to be beneficial for you. I know every one of you know that coming to the event is going to be a good thing for you. I know that all of you believe that coming to the event is going to be good for your business, good for your future, good for your growth, good for your soul, good for your spirit. So Don't let a short-term thing get in the way of doing what you know is going to be beneficial for your future. Your future self 5 years from now is begging you to figure it out. It is begging you to find a solution for the challenges that you got. And I'm willing to work with you on any of them. And we have come up with some very creative ideas in order to help people get to events by any means necessary. So that's it for today, guys. Just so you guys know, I will be in Social Networking Professionals, but not at 10. I will be there at 11. My Arizona got all jacked up with my time schedule from we changing over. So I have a corporate meeting at 10, but I will be there at 11 o'clock, heading over to in that group if you got some people that want to get tagged into it. So let's make it a great end of the day. For those of you guys that know, in your back office, we have bonuses that you can earn in your back office. Actually, I'm just going to pull this up real quick so you guys are. Hold on a sec. In your back office, okay? So when you click on My Snapshot and you go down to the percentage, okay, the last one, your personal sales percentage, this is going to show you how you can earn an extra 3, 5, 7, or 10% bonus on all of your customers. Now you can do this from your TPQV, right? So, and you got to get it to 800 for the first tier, 1200, 1600, where you can get an extra bonus on all your customers for the whole month. Go check and see how close you are to getting an extra 3, 5, 7, or 10% bonus on all your customers for the month. All right. So when you log in there now, and keep in mind your own personal purchases actually help you increase your points to get you to those. So if you're only 100 points, if you buy 100 points worth of products personally, you're actually going to get an extra, whatever it is, to the next tier on all your customers for this month. So if you're looking to get an extra bonus on all your customers for the month of March, make sure and see what you need to get to those next ranks, and let's wrap it up here today for you. So let's make it a great day, and we will see you guys on our next call. Jason Mack signing off. Phoenix. Bye for now.